What's up, everybody? It's Brian with HappyThumbsGaming, and today we've got some more Lego City Undercover for you. That's right, we've got King's Court free roam, and we're going to make our way all the way through this area and collect all of those pesky collectibles, including a red brick, 10 character tokens, 7 vehicles, and 22 of them gold bricks. You know how we love us some gold. So, all right, let's go ahead and get things rocking. We're going to start off looking at right where we kind of left off. That's the passageway back down to downtown where we were last. And, yeah, don't mind the old traffic jam there. But, hey, stop what you're doing. And we're going to go ahead and point out that it is important that you have the super color gun red brick on, as well as the unlimited dynamite, as it's going to help you tremendously get through this level a lot faster. And if you're wondering where those are, we certainly show you where the super color gun red brick is in our preparing for free play video, and the unlimited dynamite should have been awarded to you for completing one of the story missions, I believe, or maybe it was free play because we got the red bricks free play. My bad. But hey, before we gets to getting, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the King's Court collectibles. And I'm a little bit behind on my commentary already, but let's go ahead and withdraw some money from this ATM over here, and then get our smash on and go ahead and collect our gold brick and any leftover loot that might be inside there. So all right, we got one down. Look at all these look at these gorilla guy suits. Something's going on with the character generator here, as they are all dressed up in gorilla suits. That's crazy. It's like Attack of the Planet of the Apes over here in this corner, so watch out for that. But all right, we've collected that, and we're gonna kind of zig and zag our way through the area. And the next one is actually gonna be a drill thrill. And hey, if you don't have that unlimited dynamite red brick, you might go and grab some dynamite, as the dynamite's right on the other side of this building. You probably saw it on the screen as we ran around the corner here. But if you do have dynamite or already have the red brick, go ahead and pull out your drill and actually plow your way down into a water main, and we'll ride that water main up to the next level and then follow the ladder up to the roof. And look at this, we've got our drill thrill. So you know how this works. We're gonna have to pull out our hammer and smash this fuse box, then go ahead and stand on that pressure sensitive switch there, which will activate a whole series of things that we need to drill. So we'll do that right now. We gotta collect that cash first, of course. Got to get them all. And look at this. All right, so we've got, I don't know if this is a comedy club or what we're at here, but that's an awfully awkward icon up there. But check this out. There's actually 3 levels to this drill thrill. We have to get the rooftop, then we have to get the top of the awning down below, and then we have to get the ground as well. And if I'm being totally honest, I didn't realize that on my first attempt, and I actually dropped from the roof all the way to the ground and knocked all the rest of them out, but was 3 short, and I could not figure it out. So be careful when you're dropping down, as there are 3 on this awning rooftop here, and then we're gonna fall down to the floor, and booyakashow. The last couple are right here, and you can see I've got actually plenty of time left over too. So if you did actually fall to the ground, you actually probably have time to get back up to that awning and get those ones as well. But booyakashow! We got all 24 drilled, and we can officially move on and put that away for now. We're gonna pull out the construction suit here and again in a little bit, as we do have a coffee break that we'll need to take. But all right, meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and run kind of right in the middle of where we got first collectible and where we got the second collectible. And you're going to see this, we're going to see this little telephone booth here. And I did point out, too, that there is a color gun swapper just a little bit south of us in downtown, if you don't have that super color gun red brick. However, if you do, it's going to make things a lot easier. And we're going to go ahead and make our way down over to the other one. Now, you notice there are a couple of these scattered throughout. And rather than give you quick links for those and kind of scatter them out through the collectibles, we're going to get all 3 of them right now and then collect the character token for it as well. So you can see here we've got 2 of the 4, and we are on our way to the next one. Now, you might grab yourself a vehicle, as it's a little bit of a journey. Hey, what's with all these aliens and gorillas? Is there like a Comic-Con going on close by or something? It's kind of crazy. But all right, we're going to go ahead and make our way over to kind of a northeastern location of this area. And here we go. We can see it on the left-hand side. Watch out, buddy. If you don't like the way I drive, stay off the sidewalk. I remember when I was a kid, there was a neighbor that had that bumper sticker, and I thought it was one of the funniest things ever. All right, so 3 of 4 officially done. We're going to go ahead and turn around, and we actually made this in quite a loop here. So we started off right at the lower south entrance and made our way up and around, and now we're going all the way down. And check this out. This guy's kind of hiding. he's over here. Kind of a funny angle down, hiding in a lower level here, but we're going to go ahead and find him. It's right below the super brick build, the second one, the one that's right along the road there, the vehicle call-in point. Go ahead and get your blast on and check it out. We're actually going to get a character token, and this one's pretty cool as it has a little bit of a wordplay going here. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and make our way over there and collect him, and then we can laugh about it later, right? And look at this. I'm a little concerned with the character generator. They are very repetitive, and maybe they're specific to areas. I know that every once in a while we see like an Indiana Jones, and there'll be another Indy right next to him, but there's a lot of repeated characters here. But no worries, I guess. We'll go ahead and make our way into the middle courtyard, kind of on the south side, not right next to that donut-looking shape. We're going to go ahead and find ourselves a boulder to destroy off in the grass there. So collect that as well as the gold brick, and then make your way on over to that super brick build that we were just talking about that's right along the side of the street here that happens to be a vehicle call-in point. I think it cost $8 grand or something like that. Yep, 8,000, which we got plenty. I think we can afford it. But go ahead and get your on, and look at that. It's going to go ahead and make it rain some studs. Hallelujah, it's rain. Oh, we got the Bristler, too. And don't forget to pick up that purple. Now, Bristler, that by definition will be a street sweeper. I know a certain little lad who might actually enjoy a Bristler street sweeper. Well, shout out to my friends across the pond there. You know who you is. But, hey, you might have noticed that there is this box here. I accidentally blasted the box earlier. I don't know when. I must have come through and smashed it in a previous story mode level or something. But go ahead and build up that disguise booth there. I'm going to give you another peek at it right as we go down into the metro area here, too. So it's kind of a double whammy as they are both kind of right on top of each other. But go ahead and make your way down the stairwell there and smash and rebuild those bricks into the train station termination. Actually, it's terminal, not termination. Activation. We activated the terminal at the, a little bit of too much there. Too many words combining for me. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and make our way around the back side. I guess it's the left or west side of this giant building right in the middle of the courtyard here. I think it's some sort of a, I don't know, governmental building or something. I'm sure there's a label on it that I've missed. But on the left side, we're going to find this little watering spout point, and we're going to go ahead and pull out that watering can, man. And look at this, we can make it up here. We actually use the jetpack too when we're running around kind of getting a feel for this level or area, and we use the jetpack. You can climb up on that tree that's just to the left of that watering point, and you can make it up that way too. I tried to cheat and go up right here, jump from the top of the stairs up. It did not work for me. But a little twirly pole action gets us across there. No worries, no worries. And, of course, you got to do a little shimmy, Jimmy. And all the way across, we find another watering can, man. And we'll go ahead and fill that up and watch the little Daisy. Actually, it's a sunflower. I always call it Daisy. The old Ween song. I don't know if you guys even know who Ween is. That's kind of an older band. But, hey, some of you old schoolers like me will probably remember that. But, all right, we got a handful of super bricks up here. So you can see we've already got 3 on the right-hand side. And I do believe there are 3 on the left-hand side, too. So we're going to go ahead and make our way over there and grab at least 2 of them right now. Let's see here. Is there a third one over here? Yes, there is. So we actually just picked up 6 1,000 super bricks. But we have a multiplier on, so it actually worked out that we got double that. So, woo to the who. Now, look at this. At the very tip-top point of this building, we find ourselves a character token for Ezra Baxter, who looks like some sort of a policeman or woman. I don't know. Ezra is kind of a, I guess it could go either way, huh? Anyways, right in front of that, though, we've got ourselves the old silver statue. We're going to go ahead and slam dunk our dynamite and watch it go kablooey. And that's right, we've got another silver statue destroyed for me and Yui. All right, last but not least, on this rooftop, we're going to go back over to the left-hand side and get our oink on. Look at that. We got a little piglet over here hiding in the corner. And we'll go ahead and hop on him. And luckily for us, the game actually tells us where we need to go. So no real worries or confusion here. We just have to watch out for all those aliens and gorilla guy suits. Oh, and look out for Indy. Oh, now we got some green arrows in there too, huh? Watch out. But you know what time it is. It's time to load up that piggy and visit another episode of Pigs in Space. That's right, we're going to go ahead and launch old Piglet back to the farm where he belongs because, you know, the city is not a place for a piggy. But, all right, so we've got, look at that, we're getting almost the halfway point of them little piglets. And not quite to the halfway point of this video, though. We got about 30 minutes overall to cover all the collectibles that we got here. And we have sped this up just a wee bit. And, of course, yeah. So, anyhow, we've got right in the middle here, kind of right where we spawned or started this mission, we've got these 3 bricks that need some coloring right in the middle here. Now, another reason why that super color gun red brick comes in very handy, as you would have to go to color swappers and swap out a bunch. Now, you can see the puzzle solution. There's a red dot, a yellow dot, and there's a blue dot on the other side if you were wondering how we figured that out. But the super color gun red brick does all the work for us. We didn't have to do anything. We just had to blast away, and it took care of it. So next up, we've got this nice long rooftop climb over here. We're going to be bouncing from rooftop to rooftop, and eventually we get to a couple of collectibles on the far side. We actually have to make this journey more than once. And you can see we did a little cheating there by using the old jetpack. And hey, drop down below. That's right. You can find a couple of super bricks if you drop down off the second building's ledge there. And luckily for us, there's a way to climb up. Makes it easy peasy. And oh, I should have been spamming that button to get across. And oh, this was kind of funny too. I totally missed this, but then I fall on the ladder and it kind of all worked out. So anyhow, yeah, just be careful making your way across from rooftop to rooftop. And then, of course, we'll drop down in here. And first up, we actually find ourselves a super brick build. Now, we're cheating again because we got the jetpack. It's a little easier to hop over the top of that little weird A-frame roof than it is to kind of crawl around and shimmy and all that. So that's right. Why no shimmy, Jimmy? Well, it takes too long. That's why. But, all right, super brick build over here in the corner. It's another crash mat. Pretty easily obtained once we're all the way over here. And we've got options. We got choices here. We also got Kowalski's shifter, vehicle token, and a gold brick. I should finish that up first. But we got choices now, though. Do we do the piglet or do we do, what do we do here? So we're going to go ahead and do some eavesdropping because, I don't know, we felt like listening in onto the locals. But it turns out we're not really listening. We're spying, and we can see that guy. We caught him orange-handed. That's right. Look at him trying to break and enter over there. And look at that. He's out of here. It's got red on him, and he's gone. But luckily for us, the chopper is going to come and drop a nice little vehicle to get us on out of here. So, all right, we're going to try to cut him off, but unfortunately, he hightails it right south, and we have no way to kind of, cut his path off like we've been doing in the last couple of these. But luckily for us, we've got boost, and even more lucky, we've got the red brick turned on for longer vehicle boost. So if you're wondering why we just seem to have turbo for days, that's because we got a red brick on that's helping us with that. And hey, if you've been following along video for video along on our playlist, you should have that bad boy too. So we haven't done anything special off screen that you haven't seen. And, but hey, everybody does things a little bit different. Some people like to do free roam first, even though it makes no sense as you have very limited resources to get the collectibles and get things. But some of you like to test the waters and, do some exploring. Me, myself, I like to do it all in a methodical order, so it all just seems to work out. And I don't ever feel like, oh, no, there's a glitch or the game's broken. Like, it always seems to just work out for me by doing it in the order that the developers intended. Imagine that. But look at this. We are a long ways away from home. That's right. We are not in Kansas anymore. But we officially got that vehicle robber arrested and cuffed and stuffed, as we like to say. And look at that. We've got the Arbalast vehicle token and a gold brick. And, of course, we've driven a long ways away from home, so we're not going to make you watch us go all the way back. But we are going to show you where we are intending to start off. So look at that journey. That was quite the journey. But we're going to hop in this little blue race car over here and then mash out back over there. Roar! That's right. Look at that. That was quick, huh? All right. So up next, we're going to go ahead and find this blue pipe about halfway down the building that we were just on the rooftops before. And this is like a triple whammy here. We've got all sorts of collectibles that are behind this crowbar door. And once you get your on and get inside, we're going to immediately pick up the graduate character token. And you probably noticed right behind that is actually a watering spot. So that's right, time to pull out old Farmer Bill again and reach up and grab that watering can, man. I still have no idea where he's storing that thing, but we'll have to ask him at a later date. Hey, TT Games, if you're listening, I want to know where that can's being stored. We got to get to the bottom of this. Oh, see what I did there? Get to the bottom. All right, enough of my punny wordplay here. Next up, inside this same room, we're going to find ourselves a coffee break. So that's right, cue the elevator music about now. And, oh, speaking of queuing, go ahead and look at that. Head on over to Instagram.com/HappyThumbsGaming and follow us there, as we have all sorts of lovely photos and videos that we post there for your viewing pleasure, and a little bit of ours too. Sometimes we like to watch our stuff and get a kick out of ourselves because we so funny. Not really. It's more like I do something ridiculous and then I laugh at it because it's ridiculous, and then I share it with like the family and we all laugh at me rather than with me. You know, it's kind of one of those deals. But, all right, we're going back up onto the old rooftops. That's right. Going, back to rooftop tops. And this time, we're going to go ahead and make our way all the way over to the right again. And if you remember, we found this little piggy, and it's time to go wee all the way home. That's right. Well, actually, it's not going to be wee. It's going to be wee all the way home once we launch him, because that's right. It's almost time for another episode of Pigs in Space. I don't know if any of you guys even know what that's from. I know a couple of you, I won't call you old-timers because you don't necessarily have to be an old-timer to remember. But, an old-timer, I'm 40, and I feel like I'm getting almost to that classification. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and cock back old Piglet and launch him one more time. That's right. So both pigs have officially been returned to home. And look at that. We've got 9 of the 22 total. And, of course, another gold brick. So, all right, time to hop in a ride, and let's see here. We've got some double boosting going on here, and this time we're not going to go too far. We're just going to go back over here in the corner, and look at that. We've got ourselves a time trial, a little time trial. That's right, tick-tock, tick-tock. We got, and what's this clown doing? We got him run over. Hey, man, don't be laying down on the job. All right, so we've got, okay, let me be honest. This one did not go in my favor either. I had to do this one probably 3 or 4 times, as there are some funny angles. Like when you make the turns, or when you actually go through some of these bubbles, sometimes the turns, like the arrow, isn't necessarily pointing in what I consider an accurate direction. It looks a little funny sometimes. And sometimes there's some tight spots you got to go through, like right there when I found that wall was not very forgiving, but I luckily made it to the next checkpoint in time. And keep in mind, each time you roll through one of these Halo checkpoints, you do get a few seconds added to your overall time, and that's basically staying alive, And this one right here, this was the most difficult. I struggled with that down turn the most, and any racers out there know that's one of the most difficult moves to make. A decelerating, hard, almost hairpin type turn. That was pretty insane, but we managed to drift our way down and get it. And look at that, talk about by the hairs of our chinny chin chin. Holy cow, I had less than a second left on the clock, but I'm actually gaining some speed here. I've got the pedal to the metal, and look at that drift city there, jeez. But yeah, this is one of those things that unfortunately Lego games always have these races, and I know the developers probably don't intend for them to be frustrating or difficult, but a lot of the time they kind of are. And it usually takes me a couple, 2-3 times to do it, but I've heard horror stories from some of you guys that say that you literally have 1 or 2 races left. It's usually the flying ones. Those are usually the worst. But I've had a few of you tell me, boy, if it weren't for that pesky flying thing, I would have had the platinum or finished the game a long time ago. But and so I've even had people ask if they can play their game with me, thinking that I'm going to be able to do it for them. And I got to be honest, I'm not that good. Just because it looks good on the videos doesn't mean I am that good. I always admit to my edits, which there's a lot of them. But all right, TikTok time trial is officially done. We collected that stuff. I believe it was a gold brick and a vehicle token. I don't remember which one it was. I should have been paying attention. But anyhow, we're going to go ahead and make our way to the northwest corner of this area, which happens to be the Herbert Hotel. And you might notice there's a drill spot there, which we're going to go ahead and find the water main and ride it up. And look at that. We got to switch on over to our fireman costume so we can go ahead and rescue Emmett the kitty once again. That's right. Meow. We've got him stored away, and he's safe. Look at that. We got 5 of the 17, so we're almost a third of the way done with them kitties, too. It feels good to know that we're actually making a dent in all these collectibles, because there are a lot of them. All right, this next collectible is kind of tricky. There's a character token on top of one of the 4 soldiers surrounding Blackwell Tower here. Now, it's really simple to hop up on one of these little fountains that I guess it's not a fountain, it's some sort of a satellite deal that we made in the story, and you can hop up on there, but there is another way. You can actually hop up on that awning right here on this roof and actually go up there, and there's a teleporter that will actually make your journey a little bit easier if you're having troubles getting up on that satellite and getting on top of there. So there's multiple ways to get up there. We find the jetpack to be pretty simple, but if you struggle, we got another way for you. But once you're done with that, make your way around the back side of the alley here, and we're going to do a little hippa to the hoppa, and we're not going to stop not till we get onto the rooftoppa. And look at this. Once we get all the way up here, we actually find ourselves another scan point. So we're going to go ahead and show you real quick on the map, as we did do a little rooftop hops. And look at this. Oh, look at that. Before I even move, I'm right on top of the designated spot. Now, hey, I've got a theory, too. Now, I always ask, why is the audio for this so stinking loud? Like, I don't know about you guys, but, like, the audio for the game is pretty solid and the same until you get to these weird, like, eavesdropping situations. Now, my guess is this audio was originally intended to be shot out to the Wii U gamepad, or even potentially to the PS4 and Xbox One controllers. Well, at least the PS4. I don't know if the Xbox One talks. Does it have? No, shoot. It's been so long since I played my Xbox One, I don't even remember. But that being said, I feel like that is what's going on here. Like, they just never adjusted the audio clips, or maybe they couldn't because they were, I don't know. But, all right, so we got our scan on. We officially heard some shenanigans being planned, and now we're going to go thwart those shenanigans by taking out these bad guys. Now, it takes me a second to figure out which group of baddies there is because, again, the game is spawning multiple of the same characters, and then they're all hanging out together. So they all look like these little miniature gangs all over the place. Now, once you get 4 of the 5 guys down, more than likely that 5th guy's going to take off, and look, there he goes. But, hey, I really recommend having the old grappler out so you can go ahead and catch him and, of course, cuff and stuff. And look at that. We have officially grabbed another gold brick and checked off another one of the tasks that was waiting for us. I was going to say ready and waiting, but rating works just fine, huh? Anyhow, next up, what do we got? We got to come back over here. Looks like we're going to put out a fire. In fact, right on the backside of the basketball courts here, we're going to see a little barbecue that's gone out of control. Some steaks gone bad. We'll go ahead and pull out the extinguisher and do some extinguishing. And, of course, we're going to be rewarded with a gold brick. So, thank you very much. We'll take that. And let's see. Next up, we're going to go ahead and go kind of a diagonal across the little courtyard we're in here, and we're gonna get up on this building over here. We're gonna actually go around the back side. I was hoping that dumpster had a little bit of a springboard on it, but no such luck. But you can see here, Jenny's Diner is right here. We're gonna go up there. Kind of looks like a Denny's logo, doesn't it? I'm not trying to throw them under the bus or nothing, but it looks like they totally stole Denny's, but just changed it to Jenny's, right? Well played, TT. All right, so there's a couple of ways you can go once you get up on top of Jenny's. We're going to use the blue pipe on the left-hand side to go ahead and find this little, it's kind of a secluded rooftop, which has a strong handle on it. We pull out old Rex, rip it off, and now we've got the Invincibility red brick as well as another super brick that we picked up inside that room. Now we're going to go ahead and scale our way across the top of Jenny's billboard there, and now we're on another set of rooftops, and look at that, we've got ourselves the Rescuer Vehicle Token, which we'll go ahead and collect. Now, this next spot right here, this is a prime example of why I always use the astronaut in that jetpack, because I was just plummeting to my doom, and luckily I was able to use the jetpack to save myself the fall, because that would have been terrible. I would have had to make an edit, and I would have had to clown myself for being a moron, but in this case, I saved myself, and so I get to praise, yay! All right, so because we saved ourselves, we were really close to that free run token, and we hopped up and grabbed that bad boy, and it actually started the free run right down below us, which is nice. We'll get to that in a hot second here. Next up, though, we've got this district to conquer. It doesn't seem like we're up very high. It seems like Blackwell Tower would have been a better place to have this. You know, most of these district conquered are, oh, I got the tallest building of the area. This does not feel like a tall spot. Like, I don't get queasy in my stomach being on this rooftop. We're at, like, Blackwell Tower, I'd be definitely ready to bring up my lunch, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so hey, here we go. We've got a little free run. This one is actually a lot of fun, but it did take me like 100 tries, and I'm not kidding. There's this jump at the end that just seems to be impossible. Now, I'm sure it's user error. I won't blame it on the game or the developers. I will totally take the credit for this. However, if you run into the same issues, I'm not sure I really have any great advice for you. And that point of frustration is coming up here really shortly. It's actually right here, going from this zip line over to this wall. I could not stick that landing to save my life. I had to restart this free run. I'm not kidding. At least a dozen times. At least. And, you know, the rest of it's totally easy. And it was actually a nice, fun little acrobatic run. It reminded me of kind of like the obstacle courses we used to have in our PE classes. Our PE teacher was awesome. He had no limits. We had to climb high and go low and all throughout. It was crazy. And that was fun. So shout out to Mr. Z. I doubt any of you know who Mr. Z is, but he was awesome. One of my better parts of my childhood memories was PE class and those obstacle courses. So Bethany Elementary, yo. Anyhow, next up, we're actually going to drop back down to the ground floor. We've done a lot of rooftop running, so we're going to go ahead and go over to the water. That's right, sea level time. We're going to go ahead and use the super brick build over in the corner to build up the ferry and activate another terminal. So now we can actually get here a little quicker by using the terminal behind the police station. We actually have a couple of options for that now. And look at that, we also get rewarded with the Sevila vehicle token, so we'll take it. A little bit of four-wheeler action, so we got all sorts of vehicles now. We got a Segway, the old Paul Blart Mall Cop edition. We've got a four-wheeler. We've got vehicles for water. We've got vehicles for air, land. We got it all, man. So it's all coming together. And speaking of coming together, we're gonna go ahead and use our axe and make our way through that door there and pick up Wainwright character token, who happens to be hiding out inside there. Now, next up, we're going to get on the rooftops here, as there are a couple of more items out here on this little pier. There's a lot going on out here. Normally, they don't stuff this many collectibles this close, but they must have gotten lazy. I'm not sure why they did it, but they did. And look at that. So we got the super brick build, which turned out to be the ferry as well. Gave us a vehicle token. We got a character token down below. So we got another character token, Drew Calhoun. I'm not sure who he is, but we've almost got a full crew of astronauts now. So making some good ground there. And then, of course, we've also got we got this alien that's up here too. So we'll go ahead and cue him by using the old space kite and chasing him down. And of course, again, I highly recommend using the old grappler. Now, my aim, not so good, but when I finally get it right, look at that. I cuff and stuff, aliens caught, we get rewarded with a gold brick, and we can keep on keeping on now. So, all right, make your way down the pier here. And let's see, we're going to go over here to, well, you've probably already noticed. You've probably seen it down in the thing there. But this is actually kind of cool. Now, I was doing some research, and I actually found out that this right here in the Nintendo Wii U version, this little area right here did not have a strong handle on it. You actually had to use one of the bullets. What is it, Benny the Bullet? You had to find one of the shooters and then have the bullet chase you across the way and have it smash into here. Luckily for us, we don't have a Nintendo license, nor is there any Nintendo content, so we didn't have to deal with that. So it's pretty easy just to spam, 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 and rip that little cage open with Rex's mighty fury. Now, next up, we've got a little secret kind of tucked around back here. We have to, actually, for a couple of seconds here, take a few steps in the upper area north of King's Court. And look at this. We've got ourselves a silver gate that needs to be destroyed. So we're going to go ahead and switch on over to our minor edition of Chase McCain and slam dunk some dynamite. Now, keep in mind, we have the unlimited dynamite on, which is saving us a lot of time and having to go find a dynamite dispenser. And we also have that super color gun red brick, which is a must. I cannot stress how important that is. But we're going to go ahead and use the blue pipe to go ahead and shimmy up top. And then, of course, crowbar our way into the skylight, which will give us access into our next objective here, which I got a little spam happy there. Pushed the button a little too fast. That's one thing, too, that they need to change in the future. They shouldn't have circle be the button you need to rip open a crowbar if there's going to be an option to get inside. So yeah, I don't know what's going on here on the map. I'm taking a quick break here. Promise we'll get back to work here in a second. But essentially what I'm just saying is like, it's like you have to hit circle rapidly in order to rip that door open. But the second you get it open, it gives you an option to either accept with X or not accept, decline with circle. And in this case, I was a little too, a little too in the momentum there. But all right, we officially got inside after some weirdness with my excessive button pressings. And check it out, we've got ourselves a sat-nav stud trail that we need to follow and actually drop this car off. So yet again, we are the robber in this particular case, and we need to go stash this car in the old chop shop. And it is a long ways away from home. Unfortunately, these drives are very very, very long and tiring. And you only get 4 hearts. Unfortunately, I don't think the invincibility red brick works, although we did just unlock it in this area, and I have not yet turned it on, so that might work. You might be able to just plow right through all these guys and save yourself the hassle. But me, I actually make it on my last thread. I'm pretty sure I got 1 heart when I finally make it. But hey, I made it. And this one I did not need to restart or anything. And look at me. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go ahead and drive on the sidewalk. And that's right. Here we go. If anyone's out there and sees it, I totally need that bumper sticker. If you don't like my driving, stay off the sidewalk. That's right. That does exist. That's a real item that you can purchase. I'm serious. That's a moment from my childhood. I've talked a lot about my childhood in this video. And hey, speaking of childhood, let's be friends. Let's go ahead and head on over to Facebook.com/HappyThumbsGaming and let's be friends. We actually highly suggest you go over there, not just because we want you to follow us, but hey, we actually have weekly giveaways. And a lot of you are finding out that it works out rather nicely because each week we have a winner. And it could be you, but you'll never, ever know if it's going to be you or not, or you'll never get a real chance at it unless you show up at Facebook, like our page, and then, of course, take part in the weekly giveaways, which just means you have to like the giveaway post. It's that simple. And then on Sundays, so we started on Fridays, and then Sundays, we go ahead and we message the winner. So how cool is that? We give away Lego, we give away stickers, we get all sorts of things. T-shirts, hats, we've seen all sorts of things go out the door over the years. So anyhow, we officially made it to the end. We get that Downforce vehicle token, and we also get a gold brick. And we're going to hop in this aliens roar. And then look, we're so far north, we don't even know what to do with ourselves. So we're not even going to make the journey back. We're just going to go ahead and look at the map area. And you can see here, we actually got all of the collectibles. I almost did the echo effect for you, but we're running out of time. And speaking of time, that's going to wrap it up for Lego City Undercover King's Court Free Roam, where we got all them collectibles. Hopefully you guys found this video awesome, entertaining, and maybe even a little bit helpful. Either way. Anyhow, as for me, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time. Highway to the sea zone. Ow, ow. See ya.